Hello everyone, it's Helen here. How is everyone today? I hope you're all doing well. I'm just going to wait for people to start joining and before I actually delve into the box, because I don't really want anyone to miss the beginning. So I'm just going to do a little bit of chit chat while we get started. So I've got my mobile phone next to me here so I can see that the video is just about to start. So there is a little bit of a delay, so I believe that's quite normal. So yes, please use the chat, say hi. I'd love to have a little chit chat before we get started. Hope you've all had a really good week anyway. Hi Anastasia. How is the weather for everyone today? Here in the UK we've had parts where we've had snow. I'm in the southeast, so we haven't really had anything at all, just a little bit of cold weather. There is hints that we could get a small flurry Wednesday night, Thursday morning, but I'm not keeping my hopes up there for a huge amount of snow, but a little bit would be nice. Kids will enjoy it anyway. So yes, here we have the box in front of me. Yeah, I can see we have some more viewers here. Hi Maria, we're from Germany. Is it cold over there? Hi Lynn. Oh, you have sunshine. We have clouds and sunshine, so it's coming in and out, so I may have to open and close the curtains as we go along. Ah, rain and cloud, yes. Where are you, Anastasia? Are you in the UK? Hey Rebecca. Ah, you're in New Jersey, a little rainy. Is it cold rain? I just love talking about the weather. I think that's the thing. I'm always obsessed with, I don't know whether it's a British thing or just me. It probably is quite a British thing anyway, but I do like to talk about what you had for dinner, and how's the weather where you are. Ah, cold and rain. I think it's raining in most places. The sun's trying to come through over here, so okay, so this is a live stream, and oh, hello Rose. And this is a live stream, but this will be recorded and it will be available on YouTube afterwards, so you'll be able to catch up or maybe run through some of the demonstrations today. We're going to open this box up and have a look what's inside. There is an unboxing video that I did for the Craft Stash website, so if you haven't seen that one, you can go watch that as well, but you're going to get to see everything here as well. So Creative Spirit Designs, it's cold here but dry in Cheltenham. We've got Rose O'Connell, she's in Australia. And Joy Defee, greetings from the north of England. Ah, greetings from the south of England, Joy. Okay, so as I was saying, there is an unboxing video, but it's going to be pretty much the same what we're going to be doing here, and then I'll be making a couple of the boxes as well. So if you have actually seen some of this, what are your first impressions of the box? Do you think it's okay? Sometimes it's really hard to kind of gauge whether people are going to like it or not. But this one's definitely right down from my personal taste. Everything in here was what I requested, and the things that I would definitely use, even down to the colours and everything. So, and again, I'm going to give you a quick sneak peek. The die set inside here, it makes this tiny little gable box, which is, let me move this out of the way. So it's an A5 die set, so it makes this tiny little gable box here, which matches the large gable box, which I'll put this side here. So this large gable box is from one of my die sets from Simply Made Crafts. This is the gable box die set. I'll just have that. So this is what is going to make the large one. And then in the Papercraft Society Box number 7, you get the die set to make the small one. So these are just so cute together. You can really, make a nice little set of these. Now there is a booklet that you get with the magazine, so I just want to say I don't have that with me because it's literally hot off the press, so I don't have my copy. I got my this box here I have with me here, I got this early. So I was one of the first people to get it, along with some of the design team as well. So I'm just reading all of your if I go quiet, I'm reading the what you've all said. So we've got another one, Jasmine, she's also from Germany. Rebecca says she loves it already. She's seen the unboxing. Oh, looks like she's ordered it, so she can't wait to receive her box. So all the details for the subscription, this is a subscription box, will be linked down below, so go and check that out. I'll bring up the website here so I can chat while I'm talking to you. So yes, it is a monthly subscription box, and there are 3 different plans that you can go for. You can go for the individual box per month, so it's month to month, and there's a 3 monthly subscription and an annual subscription, and you can pause boxes as well if you wanted to. And delivery for this, it's free in the UK, and it's £6 per box for Europe, mainland USA and Australia, and I'm not too sure about any other countries. So if you have any other questions, things like that, Crafts Customer Services would be the best place to ask those questions. And right on the bottom of the screen there is a previous box which was by Ruth Mackie McCartin. I don't have an unboxing on this one on my channel, but here it is. I know Sam from Mix Up Craft and Linda Parker, they all have an unboxing of this. So this is the lovely Ruth here, and this one is available to buy. So her subscription for this box has ended, so if there are any boxes left over from the stage that we're in right now, where you pre-order your boxes, if there are any left over, they get moved to buy individually afterwards, after the next box has been released. So if there aren't any boxes left from the subscription stage, there won't be any boxes to buy individually afterwards. So I hope that makes sense. And to get this box, the current box, here it is, to get my box, you have until the 20th of March, and that's 24 days time. So you have 24 days to order this one, and you can also cancel at any time as well. So I'm just going to go back to your comments now. I'm going to read some. There's loads here. So I'm getting a lot of positive feedback here. Hi Margaret. And there's a Benedict here from Denmark, stormy Denmark. Wow, we have Marla from Trinidad and Tobago. She's in the Caribbean, so hot and sunny. I could do with some of that right now. I'll probably burn within 3 seconds. I'm very fair skin. Okay, so let's delve into the box. I think we have quite a few people here now, so we've chatted for 8 minutes. So let's get this open. So the box is absolutely beautiful. It has silver foiling and some beautiful peonies and some hydrangea flowers here. I love these ones. I just love the hydrangeas that are purple with a mix of blue in as well. So these are all of my favourite colours as well. So let's open this up. So inside we have a quote from me. I'm so in love with this box. It's full to the brim with beautiful products and inspiration to get you started. So this is definitely one of those boxes where you can, it comes with everything that you're going to need to make all your projects. And you can also, delve into your stash and add things as well, especially when you're using the die set. You can really go to town on there. Just delve into your stash and make things for Christmas and that. So this is the wallet here. So as I said, this was one of the first prototype wallets that I've received here, so it does have a few mistakes on there. You won't be getting this one. This was just like the test, really. I get the test one, so it should have the wording on the top there, but your wallets will be absolutely perfect. And I'll be sent another box as well once they will be released towards the end of March. I think it's the last week in March that they're released. Okay, yep. Hi Simon, how are you? Okay, so let's start with, oh hi Victoria, hello. Right, so let's start with the A5 die set. So this is a miniature version of the big one. Love it, love it. I love anything in miniature. If there's something that I can collect in different sizes, I will collect all the sizes. I really will. Okay, so you don't actually get the magnetic platform here. Sorry, the magnetic sheet. What I've done is I've cut a magnetic sheet from an A4. I've cut it in half, and then I've taken all the dies off, and I've taken the plastic that it comes on. It's already got all of this sellotape on, so I just whacked it on the back, and now I have a nice sturdy sheet there for storing my magnetic dies. So that's a quick tip. You can do that with, I'm going to do that with all of my Papercraft Society dies. So there is that little hint there. And right, so we're going to be doing some die cutting today, and I'll be showing you how to put this together. So you get the flowers, you get the leaves, and you get all these different tags and things. You even get these window dies as well. So I really wish I had the booklet to show you some of the samples that I've made and some of the design team have made as well. But you know, I have asked for some photographs from the samples that were made, so hopefully I can share those on my social media. Hello Jane, she's in Florida, USA. Okay, so moving on, I am going to keep this quick because I know a lot of you will actually have seen the unboxing. Okay, this is the A5 stamp set here. So we get some lovely images here. We've got peony flowers, some in bud and some in nice sizes, and also the leaves as well. This is definitely something that I absolutely love. And we have these label dotted stitched themed shapes here, and these dies are going to cut them out. So let's move these over so you can see. So that's going to cut that one out, and that's going to cut that one out. And here we have the arrow tag as well. I love an arrow tag. That's going to cut that out. And we have these little sentiments here: thank you and celebrate with love. They're going to fit onto here. And then this one here is going to fit happy birthday and a gift for you. And we do have an extra shape here, so you can go for a different shape for your sentiments as well. And we also have handmade as well, so especially if you're going to be making this with some homemade goodies to give away. Let's put those back. And also in the die set you get these beautiful leaves as well. Two of those. There we go. Let's pop that in. Okay, so you also get, here's a hint from what the kit's about. We have some sheets of watercolor cards. So I've taken one already and I've done some stamping already, because this takes a little bit of time to dry. Before we do watercoloring, you have to let your ink dry really well before you start adding your water. So I've used VersaFine Onyx Black. This is my very favorite black ink. This is my go-to black ink, and it's perfect for watercolouring, especially when you've left it to kind of dry. So I've pre-stamped those. I've done some of the leaves already, so we're going to be doing a little bit of watercolouring today just to demonstrate that. I'm going to leave this aside as well so I don't have to delve back into the box. And then we also get some beautiful papers as well. So this one here matches the box. So that, thank you everyone that's saying they love it so far. So you get two of each pattern. Got some lovely floral designs here, lovely like summery peony theme. So this is perfect for, like, you know, April, May onwards. And we have some stripes here, and we also have this lovely mint green with the same floral as well. So I just love how everything matches there. Okay, let's quickly close this up. We'll be delving back into this in a moment when we start making. And then inside the box we continue with the same colour scheme here. So we have some sheets of A5 card. So we have a lovely olive green, we have like a magenta shade of red, we have a lovely I wouldn't say, I want to say mustard, but it's not really that mustard. It's a nice hue of yellow, like a sunflower yellow. and we also have 2 sheets of silver mirror cardstock as well, so that's all A5. And here we have a watercolor brush pen. So I've already put water in this and I've thought ahead. Mine does actually have water in, so just in case it doesn't come with the water in. And to unscrew it, you have to unscrew it the opposite way to what you'd normally screw something. So you just go the opposite way and then the opposite way again to tighten it up. And then you squeeze the barrel and the water will come out of the brush. There we go. So I'm going to keep that out because I'm going to be using that today. And here we have 3 little ink cubes. These are hybrid ink, so you can use them in watercolouring, stamping. So here we have an olive green here. We have a blush pink. It's like a peachy blush. And we have a very nice, it's very pigmented actually, red. So I did do some swatches. Here we go. So this is the dark red, like a magenta shade. Beautiful peony colour. I love it when they come out in May, especially these ones, these colour. And we have a peachy pink and the olive green there. I've also did a bit of stamping there. Okay, so moving on, we also get a card here. So there's quotes from me all over the place. So from beautiful cards to home decor, what will you make? So you can't, you don't have to stop at making the gable box. You can use this for making cards, and you can just carry on making some lovely pictures as well for framing. And this is especially good for newcomers as well to paper crafting. It's a guide on weights and what you should use them for. And then last but not least, we have some adhesive crystals. So I do have another pack here. So they do go smaller as you work the way down. So these tiny ones here will be underneath this section there. So you get absolutely loads in there. And on the Papercraft Society website, the link for that will be down below. It will have everything listed in there as well. And at the bottom you also have a voucher for claiming a Simply Made Crafts A4 stamp set worth £9.99 as well. So no codes or passwords, you don't simply visit that website there and you can claim your free stamp. So right, let's get started now because I really want to get started on this. So let's move some of this aside. I have quite a bit of mess beside me already. I know I say this a lot in my videos, but there's always mess. When I craft, always mess. Right, so let's just make a bit of space here. I'm going to be bringing out my big shot. I'm going to be using the regular sized big shot. There we go. So we're going to be demonstrating the box first. So I'm just going to quickly look at my screen to make sure everything is more or less in the right place. It might get a bit noisy, so if you're wearing headphones, I do apologise. Okay, and while I'm checking things out, I'm going to read some of your comments and just check on the stream, make sure it's all going well. It says it's excellent, so all good. For my last stream, I had a bit of a bitrate problem. It was showing me red colours, but it was still streaming okay, so nothing was lost or anything like that, so it's all right. So let's have a quick look at what you've been saying. So Amanda's saying she's just learning watercolouring and she's looking forward to the demo. Thank you, Maria. She said, I'm a genius. Your whole Simply Made Crafts collection is brilliant. Thank you. And everyone's saying they love the stamp sets as well. So right, let's get on with the demonstration. So I'm going to be using the large die first. So let's grab that out. So we're going to take this one off. There's still a bit of sticky residue from the backing, but that will be okay. That will eventually wear off. Or if you have one of these embossing buddy pillow things, the powder comes out, you can sprinkle that on the back if you have any sticky patches. And I'll also be using, this is from my Stampin' Up days, they don't sell this anymore at Stampin' Up, but you can actually get the actual Sizzix version. This is by Sizzix, but I got it through Stampin' Up, but it is available individually. I have that linked down below. I love this. I don't use any other platform on this big shot. And I've got my plate there. This is a plate I use for cutting, and I try and keep this one nice and clear for the top. And I'm going to grab some cardstock now. So I think I'm going to use the olive green. and the sun has just come out to shine and it's shining right in my eyes. Right, hopefully the lighting level is still okay, so I'm going to be cutting 2 of those. Just making sure I have everything I need. Okay, so let's get this popped on here. You can use some tape if you don't have the platform. This will also go through an A4 sized machine. So let's run that through. And another thing I like to do, sometimes when you have a die right up to the top edge here, it can have a little bit of trouble starting going through because it's a bit bulky for it to start. So what I've done is I've slid it forward, the top plate forward slightly. It just helps to guide the whole thing in. So let's let that run through. Apologies if this is noisy. There we go. I do need to sort out my microphone. I think the sensitivity is a little too high because when I'm editing I can hear the traffic out the front, and I'm sat here and I can't even hear it. So that's the first one done. That was super easy. Okay, let's do the second one. There we go. Just love how the magnetic platform keeps everything in place. So again, I've got this brought forward, but I still want it to cut the back end as well. So that needs to be covered too. There we go. And let's run that through again. Ooh, that's interesting. Creative Spirit Designs. She created her own magnetic platform for her X-cut machine. So I wonder how you did that. Okay, so we have 2 pieces now for our box, and then I just want to do a little bit more die cutting. I have some of the flowers here, so I've taken one of the watercolouring sheets and I've taken one of my own big paintbrushes. I've taken a larger paintbrush, and what I've done is I've created, using the ink spots, the ink cubes, I've created a wash just of that pink. So it's lovely. It goes a lovely lighter pink when you add water as well. So using less water you get a darker pink. So what I'm going to do with this one is I'm going to cut some flowers out. Where did that flower die go? It's under here. Fly across the room. I do that a lot actually. Things like to go flying. And we also have another flower here, little one. So let's run that through. I'm going to do this twice. So while I'm on my die cutting machine, what I like to do is just do all of my die cutting, so then I'm not going backwards and forth. Sometimes I do go backwards and forth, especially if I haven't got an end vision of what I'm making. If I'm just making as I go, I just, you know, simply go backwards and forth as it kind of builds up. So I'm going to do another one of these. I'm just going to cut 2 of each. If I have any left over, I have some left over, then I'm going to put that in. All my leftovers I'm just going to pop in the box. So let's run that through again. Okay, I don't want to lose any of these dies, so I'm putting them straight back onto the sheet. There we go. And I need to fish out a green colour because I've used the green on cutting out the box because I really wanted the green box. So I want to cut some leaves out now, but I need some green. So So let's go into my stash and see what we have. This is probably a bit too light. It's probably a bit too light, so I'm going to fish out something else. Okay, that's a better green. This is Hunky Dory Adorable Scoreable, and I do have a link for the periwinkle one. This is a perfect periwinkle that I made with this with the big gable box. So that's really nice and sturdy, so I'm just going to cut out a sheet for this one. So I need to cut this down so it will fit through the machine. See, this is where the mess starts. Just cut this out, just cut that out, and it all piles up beside me, and then when I'm finished I have a very large mess to put away. But that's kind of how I work, so I'm sure I'm not alone. Okay, so those are 2 of the leaves. I'll pop these beside me. I'm going to cut some more. I have recently purchased the Ultinu mini die cut machine, so I may just bring that out, do an unboxing video next week. And I have a notebook that I would like to decorate with some Sizzix flower die, so that will probably be next week's video. Yes, you're right, Rose, everyone has a mess. I know I'm not alone in that one. It's the tidying up. Oh. I don't actually have a craft room. I have taken over 2 walls of my bedroom, and it's basically my office. So if I go to bed with a mess, I wake up with a mess. So I do try my best, you know, to make it at least presentable and not too hideous for when I wake up in the morning. I just don't have space anywhere else, but I'm quite lucky that I have these 2 walls, because it's my side of the bed, and I can do whatever I want on the walls on my side of the bed. So it's my crafty space. Okay, so those are the leaves and the flowers. So let's go back to the papers, and I'm going to grab. I'm only going to decorate one side just because it's quick. I'm just grabbing. These are the mats for the gable box now, and I'm going to use, I think, what should we go for? Either this one or this one. I'm going to go for this one. They're all really pretty. It's hard to choose. When you like everything, it's really hard to choose. So let's pop that on. Now, as this is a magnetic platform, it does have all of these little circles. You can kind of just about see them. Those are the magnets, so sometimes the magnet likes to scoot along so that it can find the right place. As you can see, it wants to be there, so I'll move the paper down a bit. There we go. And let's pop. I'm going to pop this one at the bottom because there's some lovely flowers there. And if I have to, I'll just use tape to keep it in place. Hoping I'm still in frame. I know there's a bit of a lag here, so let's pop that on. And then the last one, I'll share this. They can share. It's sticky. There we go. Right. Now let's run that through. Ideally I'd have these at an angle, and then they'll just go through so much more smoothly. So again, sorry if my microphone is too loud for that. It's quite loud in real life, but if I even like tap on my desk, it's boom, boom, boom. So, okay, I think that is it for die cutting. So let me get rid of all of these dies. Now we're ready for assembly. And I need to find a place to put my big shot. Last time I put it on the floor, I tripped on it. The doorbell went and I went running. And then limped the rest of the way to the door because I didn't want to miss my parcel. Okay, so let's move this out of the way. Okay, it's on the floor. I'll let you know if I trip on it. Okay, so let's pop this little bit out here. There we go. So yeah, I'm still trying to read all your messages and craft at the same time. Yes, that's right, Gillian, you're not a crafter if you don't have any mess. Okay, so I'm just folding all the score lines because it does that all for you, and this top one here, that goes the other way. There we go. So just do the same on the other side. You can use a bone folder if you wish. So as you can see, these boxes are so easy to do. There we go. Right, so now we can get gluing. So I'm going to be using Cosmic Shimmer today. So I'm just going to glue the tab, but you can use some tape as well. I would use the red tape kind. Let's open the curtain a bit. The sun's gone down. Not down, it's gone behind a dark cloud. So let's pop this on. So I'm going up. I want to still see the score line. There we go. So I'm just checking on everything here, making sure the stream is still okay. I don't have any assistance or anything like that. I just want that to be completely dry, or more or less dry, before I fold this over. I'm gonna go for it. That should be okay. Right, so take your next one. So it looks like this, and then add your glue to this one. This is a really easy way of assembling your boxes. And then push that down so there's no fiddly bits trying to join everything together. Hi Sam, how are you? Have you had a good week? Maria says her craft room is her living room. Perhaps when my children are grown up, I might take over the living room. Maybe. Ah, Sam had a jacket potato. You're making me hungry now. I did have a tuna sandwich, but if I was going to have a jacket potato, I'd have put my tuna on it. Sometimes I do cheat when I have a jacket potato. I just stick it in the microwave for 6 minutes on the jacket potato setting. Does it okay actually? Nice quick meal. Okay, so I'm just adding glue to those two sections. I'm leaving the middle bit free, and then on one of these I'm just going to add glue just to the side. So I'm hoping you can see that, just to the end there. So it should look more or less like that. So I'm going to pop those on, and then just make sure everything is lined up before I turn it over and then press down. So yeah, that still looks straight, so I'm happy with that. So we can bend these in now and then put this together. So another thing you can do is all the mats that you've cut out, you can actually add the mats before you glue this together. It might be easier doing it that way. So I've only got 3 mats, so I need to cut another 3. I'll have to break into the other piece of paper for that one. So let's get these added. So I'm using glue for this one. I don't want anything upside down, so I'm thinking, yep, that looks good. And there we go. So I can't wait to share some of the other samples that the design team have made as well. Okay, so there's the top section. You know, you could literally just get away with this, to be honest. No, you know, not much extra decorating required, really. So let's do the last one. On that way, it's just off a square. It's a very slight rectangle shape. One side is longer than the other. And there we go. Thank you, Gillian. A lot of people are helping other people's people out with questions, so that's really nice. Thank you. Okay, so that is our box done. Let's just pretend the back and the other side is done. So it looks like that so far. So I would love to receive that, you know, especially if like you go to a party and there's, you know, a bit of cake in there. Even a grown-up party, you can put a little bottle of something in there. Not one of those mini bottles of wine, but one of those small liqueurs would fit in there. You'd probably get a couple in there, actually. I do have a few. Here's one. It's gathering dust. These are my props. I have the bigger ones downstairs. You know, a couple of those in there. Maybe even a glass of something, you know, a glass, if you can find one that will fit in there, perfectly. Anyway, enough of the ideas for what to put in your box. Let's carry on decorating the box. So I have all of the little bits here that I have die cut out. And I'm just going to grab some foam. I do have, this is just a bit of fun foam here. And I'm just going to pop everything on here because I'm going to shape my flowers now. Now, one step I did do for this flower in particular, so I sprayed it, I cut it out just like this, and then I sprayed it with water, and then I added some more of the ink onto here so it pulled up, and then I left it to dry, and so then I have this lovely watercolor effect on the flower that just helps to add a bit of detail. So these flowers are all really flat at the moment, and so are the leaves, so I'm going to round those off. Now I do have this set from Tonic. If I can find it, I will try and list it down below. It's not listed at the moment. We do have, you know, there are loads of different ways you can, you know, flower shape your tools. No, I can't talk today. Shape your flowers with tools. That's what it was. This one is a Stampin' Up spike, and you can use the rounded end there to shape your flowers. And I think Card Making Magic also has one out. I'm trying to find it, but I can't seem to see where it has gone. Here it is. If I can find this one's by Christina, Card Making Magic, so I'll use that one today. If I can find that, I'll add that link to this section. So all you have to do is just go in tiny little circles, and as you can see, it's curved that up. So you can do that on all of them. So it's a really, really handy tool, this. So now we can start, you know, to layer some of these flowers. There we go, and on these teeny weeny ones, just give them a little press, and then I'm just going to do a little bit of shaping on these leaves. Now this is the Hunky Dory cardstock, so this is probably one of the nicer greens that I like. So it does have a bit of a coating, so it's a lot thicker. I think it's 220 GSM, maybe even 250. The website will say. An adorable scoreable card. They've just brought out some new card, actually. This one is like a silk shiny colour, but they've just brought out some new colours and ranges in a matte selection, so I will be stocking up on some of those, and I'll let you know how I get on with those. So I've shaped everything now, so we can start gluing things together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to layer these flowers just like so, and then I'm going to use those sparkly clear coloured gems in the centre as well. I like the sparkly centres, and let's alternate those. And on the die set you also get this centre as well, this flower centre, so that's going to be absolutely perfect for making like the insides of peonies. But I'm going to be using sparkle today. I'm going to be using these gemstones, so you get these you get these in there as well. Right, let's move those aside. Let's get our box out. So I'm going to add a flower here. So just add some glue just to the bottom. This cosmic shimmer does dry pretty fast, but it does give you a bit of time to kind of maneuver it around. So we have some leaves here. So I just add some glue just to that section here. So I still have some of the lift and the dimension from the shaped leaves there. I'm going to add another one here. So I use this sort of look on everything, my cards, my boxes, scrapbook pages. It's one of my favourite ways to craft with leaves. Add another leaf there. This is coming together really nicely and quickly actually. And then I'm going to have just a little one here. I could probably cut another one of these smaller ones and layer it up. So I'm going to have another. Should I have that going down? Yes, I'll have that going down. So because I'm using the glue, I can just pop that underneath, or I can even just trim off some of that stem if it's going to bother me and stick out a bit too much. There we go. And then I have this tiny little flower here. I'm going to set that next to it somewhere. Let's pop that on. And let's pop some more leaves there too. And I think I'm going to use all of my leaves. Now I'll just have these two flowers left over, which is fine because I can pop those back in the box. Add another leaf. I love leaves. I love leaves. And there we go. So now we're ready to add some of our rhinestones. That's the word I was looking for. Gemstones, crystals, rhinestones. I'm sure people call them different things. Let's move these aside. There we go. So I'm going to add, these are self-adhesive, but I do like to, it doesn't matter what brand I use, I always fix them with a bit of glue as well. There we go. Ah, thank you, Sam. Yes, this paper is very Helen. Right, so let's pop these out. So we have the rhinestones in all of these different colours. So I'm going to use my pokey tool here. So I'm going to put the one of these large ones here. There we go. As you can see, they've got a big glue dot behind. Just to make sure it does not budge, because sometimes they do. Just going to press that down, and then I'm going to go for a medium-sized one here. Pop that in the centre of this flower. There we go. And on the teeny weeny flower, I'm going to use one of these teeny weeny crystals here, if I can pick that up. There we go, don't fall off. There we go, press that down. So in the die set that I've made a mess of, actually, let me just bring that back. There are loads of ideas of what you can do with, you can add sentiments here. That says for, with, love and you, so love you, or with love, for you. And then we have all of these tags, as I mentioned before, they match with the stamp set as well, and this little tag here. So on the stamp set you've got all of those sentiments that you can add as well, and maybe on the back or on the bottom you could stamp, obviously before you put it together you could stamp handmade, that's on there as well. So let's pop this back. I have got the main frame hanging out over to my left somewhere. Let's grab that. Let's put this back together, and then we can do some watercolouring. So I'm just going to quickly watercolour and trim out just a couple of flowers, and that should be it for today's video. So I'm going to give you some tips now on the watercolouring. So this is the box. Let's put this together. And just to secure it, I would tie a ribbon through the top here just to secure it. How cute is that box? That is so adorable. I absolutely love that. Right, so let's set that aside. So I need to grab the watercolours now. Sorry, the inks. So let's go back into the box. So I am trying to read all of the comments as we go as well. Amanda likes my word, teeny weeny. I use that a lot. I use that word a lot because I'm a teeny weeny person myself. So dilly dally, I use dilly dally a lot as well because I'm a teeny weeny dilly dallyer. I like to take my time making decisions. If you don't know what dilly dally is, you kind of just like pondering and wondering, making a decision and not, you know, not rushing. Okay, so let's grab the watercolour paper now. And there we go. So I've done some stamping already. So as I said before, I've used VersaFine in Onyx Black. This is perfect for watercolouring. You just need to give it time to dry. If you're impatient, get your heat tool, your heat gun on there. Give that a quick whiz. And Creative Spirit Designs is saying, would you recommend the Cosmic Shimmer glue? Absolutely. Here it is. I've taken the label off because I go on Hachanda and they like the labels taken off for things. So this is, it's like PVA, but it's just really good. It dries clear, so the Cosmic Shimmer is a bit misleading, but that's fine. We all know this is really good stuff. It dries really fast and it dries really strong, and it gives you a bit of maneuverability room as well, wiggle room, and it doesn't dry tacky like some of these glues. They dry tacky. This is a non-tacky glue, so once it's dry and it won't be sticky anymore. So Helen Anderson, she's a dilly dallyer too. Okay, so let's grab the pen. This is the watercolour pen that you get in the kit. I filled it with water, and again I'm just going to say it screws in the opposite direction. I've had a few of these pens from other brands before, and you do actually unscrew them in a different direction. So if you're trying to unscrew it and it's not going, just try going the other way and it will be fine. Let's move these over here. So I'm just going to grab my messy mat. This actually came with my Tim Holtz glass mat. It kind of goes over one of the sections on the left or the right, depending on whether you've got left-handed or the right-handed one. It's got a non-slip backing on the back as well, and it's absolutely perfect for all your messy stuff. So I'm going to be using this one today. So I've done my leaves already. So all I'm going to do is just scoosh that on there. It's very pigmented, this one. This one is a little bit lighter. I'll show you the colour difference there. It is a little bit lighter, but once you start colouring with them, the colour comes back onto the paper, and that is the olive as well. So as you can see, the red one is super pigmented, so it's perfect for demonstrating with. So I've taken the lid off. You can pop it on the end there if you want to. So you squeeze the barrel and the water will come out. There we go. And give that a smoosh around. There we go, and you can just literally just start colouring in. And again, if you want to add some more water just up the top here, if you want to get a lighter colour now, so there is some colour on the brush already, so we can go for an even lighter colour here. So you can colour in and going round, and then you can pick up some of the darker colour and then you can add that. It all depends, there are so many different techniques here, so I'm just going to generally colour a few sections in and wait for it to dry a bit, and then I'm going to go in again and add some darker pink. So where you'd think where it would be naturally darker, I'm just going to add the ink that isn't so watered down. I'm going to get a darker colour there, and then I can just add some lighter colours. And it's going to be different every time you do this, because that's the nature of watercolouring. So this is a perfect Sunday afternoon project to do. So as you can see, I'm picking up some of the darker colours here and just adding that. So there's going to be, on this section here, it's underneath the petal. This is the outside of the petal, that's the bit underneath. So I'm going to add a darker shade there. So I'm just using the same ink pad here, I'm not adding colour. And then if I do actually go in a bit with too much, I can kind of lift that off a bit by adding water to my brush. So you can get some nice shapes here. So again, if you wanted to make your own pattern paper, you can just stamp this all over and watercolour them in. So this is perfect in card making too. And you can cut these out and add them to your gable box. You can make a nice photo frame as well. You know, if you add, I love adding initials, like die cut initials, like a H or an S or something like that. You know, you can really make some lovely photo frames, personalised photo frames, using these lovely watercolour flowers and a letter or two. So the voice is going a bit funny now. I'm just adding some shading here, just go for a darker colour, and that will add the depth for you. And again, on YouTube, we all know YouTube is our friend for finding things out and how to do things. So there's absolutely loads and loads of watercolouring tutorials. Kay Werner Designs, she loves watercolouring, so her channel is excellent for watercolouring. I especially like watching her Christmas cards, and she does a lot of watercolouring for those. She has loads of different effects that you can go for as well, you know, and she does use ink pads as well as the normal watercolours too. Okay, so on this last flower here, I've left a few white areas, so I'm going to leave that as is because I kind of like how that looks. So there aren't actually any rules. You can make the rules up as you go because it's your painting, it's your learning curve, and sometimes happy mistakes happen. So I'm just adding a bit more depth here to some of these petals, and I think we'll be finished with this flower. There we go. So I've done the same thing for the leaves as well. I've added a bit. I did these really quickly. So, the sun's come out. Let's close that curtain. There we go. Okay, so you can leave that ink as is, and it will be there for when you come back to it. It won't dry completely, as it's a hybrid ink, so I've noticed these don't actually dry, they stay a bit sticky, but when you add water again they just revert back to their normal consistency, and you can carry on using them again. And so I'm just going to clean out my brush now, to squeeze the water. It will start to run clear, and then what I'll do is I'll empty that out and flush water through the top end of the brush. Whoops. And that will be nice and clean for the next time that we use it. So I'm just going to set this aside now. So I'm just going to read some of your comments now, because I was so busy watercolouring. So did you think that was quite easy? Quite easy to do? Especially when you have the stamp set for you as well. It's just so easy, just, you know, just to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to read some of your comments now. So yes, the water brush does come in with the box as well. I've lost the lid. Oh, the lid's on the end. There we go. Yes, you can also buy them in craft stores as well. You can get them in different sizes. So if you needed like different size brushes, you know, or you can just go ahead and just use the standard brush as well. You don't even have to use one of these. You can add different brushes too. Thank you, Julian. It's therapeutic watching. You see, it's therapeutic actually doing the painting as well. So yeah, I do hope this has encouraged you. If you've not done watercolouring before, give it a go. You know, you don't even have to go out and buy a watercolouring set. You know, if you have inks at home, you can just get a paintbrush, you know, and a bit of water and a stamp set. I would definitely recommend this VersaFine and Onyx Black, definitely, and let that dry. Just go ahead, so you don't actually have to go out and buy a complete palette of watercolours. But if you do catch the bug, I'm sure you will go out and buy some watercolours there. So I'm still reading some of your comments here. So yes, so these kits will be sent out the last week of March. So it's around about a month to wait. So we have, I think it's 20 more days left to actually order your kit. So yeah, so let's put everything back now that I've used. Does anyone, before we go, does anyone have any questions? Happy to answer questions. Let's bring in that box here. I love that. What would you put in that box? What would fit perfectly in there? Yeah, so I'm still reading some of your comments. I think I must be a slow reader, so I can't talk and read at the same time. I'm sure some of you can. I'm sure a lot of you can't as well. Yes, thank you, Sam. Yes, so this video will be available to watch on replay, and what I'll be doing is I'll be adding this to my blog section as well on my website. That's helengriffin.co.uk. So Easter eggs, yes, Easter eggs, bath bombs. All the ideas are coming through now. Yes, this will make a perfect little Easter box. I do have some Easter eggs. Let me go fish those out. I haven't eaten them. Got a bit dusty actually because I used these last month. Okay, so I have some Easter egg hunt basket. I'm trying to read that. It doesn't actually say Easter on it at all, does it? It's just egg hunt basket. Yeah. So let's see how many of these we can fit in. These are from Tesco. And I have ordered, I get my shopping delivered, so I have actually ordered another one of these because I'm going to do a lot of Easter crafting soon. So let's pop some of these in. Yes, cupcakes. And it does come with, let me just grab it again, you know, the matte dies that I used to cut the mats out. You can actually make some windows here. You will have to trim this tab down a little bit because there's not much of a clearance there. But you will be able to make some windows from these. In the magazine booklet that you get with the kit, I did make a magazine, a greenhouse, and I put some succulents in there. I have some succulents that aren't potted, but you'll be seeing in the booklet how I made it. It's got and I made some little white pots to put these in as well. So it makes a beautiful little gift there. But with the windows in, you can pop your eggs in. So as you can see, when I've used some certain colours, all the blue eggs have gone. So let's see, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ooh, 5 might be a bit, it's going to be a fat box. I don't think we're going to fit those in. So let's take those out. So you can pop in some smaller treats in there too. You can buy those tiny little Easter bunny chocolates that are wrapped in foil and pop those in as well. So this will be too late for Mother's Day in the UK because that's towards the end of March. However, in the US you have Mother's Day a little bit later, so this would also make a lovely Mother's Day present as well. But yeah, don't put Easter eggs in them. Don't know what Mother would think of that. So yes, Amanda said embellishments for a crafty friend, and also Ferrero Rochers, I love those, Margaret, and Tunnock's tea cakes, I love those too. Sam definitely loves those ones. And there we go. So right, we've just gone over from an hour now. So hello Bori, she's from the Caribbean. We have 2 people from the Caribbean watching today, and that's a good idea, Gillian. Use the large dag for a window too. You could do, yes. So there's absolutely loads of ways that you can present this box as a little display box using the window die. So I'll quickly grab that die actually. Here we go. Here we have the ornate die here. So you can use that as a background label die, or you can use that to make a window, and then you can have a look and see what gifts are inside, especially if you're giving away something really nice and pretty. You reckon 4 can go in there? Oh, is that a challenge, Sam? I think I'm going to have to go and buy some. Luckily they sell them. Sometimes they sell them for £1 at my shop, so I might just go and grab some and see how many I can fit in there. Do you have any Tunnock tea cakes on you at the moment, Sam? I'll give it a measure. Let's see. I don't know, would it be wide enough? Okay, so this measures 2 1/4, I reckon. Yeah, just over 2 1/4, so it would have to be something 2 1/4 or under to fit in there. Oh, she's saying yeah. Is that a yes? Does she has a Tunnock tea cake on her? Let's see, how long is this one? It's round about 5 inches. You can definitely get them in. You can definitely get them in long ways. It's just whether width ways. But if you stand them up, they would. Yes, Sam needs the bigger box. So how many Tunnock's tea cakes could you fit into this box, Sam? Hi, Elaine. I'm just going to have to buy loads of boxes now and see how many that we can fit. Did anyone ever do those competitions where you had to guess how many people you could squeeze into a car? I never really guessed, but I did really enjoy watching people squeezing into a car, definitely. Right, so Sam says they're 2 inches wide. So if you stack them, if you stack your Tunnock tea cakes this way, you can get a nice long line of them in there, and they won't roll around too much because this is 2 1/4 wide. I'll put my ruler down. Here it is. I do that all the time. Put my ruler down and lose it. So she says they're 1 1/2 inches high. Perfect. Yes. Yes, you will fit. You will fit quite a few in there, especially when they're turned on their sides. Definitely, and then definitely loads in the large box as well. So right, so I am planning on doing another craft stash. Oh, craft stash. Oh, I said craft stash. I was going to say craft stash live. This isn't craft stash live, is it? I'm just so used to saying that. I am going to do another live show next Tuesday, so I really hope you guys can join me. I'm hoping, well, my plan is I have, let's move that aside. I have some dies here. I won't be using these ones, but I kind of brought all these together. I have a brand new Filofax gold notebook, and it's got those funky pages where they come out just like the the other notebooks. They're the disc notebooks, and it also comes with all of these tabs so I can keep all of my notes in the same place. And I want to decorate the front, so you take that off. I have these two die sets here, so I love these frames. And this is a Sizzix Geo Floral frame, and this is the floral layers, and I absolutely love this, so I'm going to make exactly the same thing, and I'm going to decorate this notepad next week. And if there's anything else I can try and fit in, I will do. And I'll also be unboxing this little mini die cutting machine here. It's still in its box and I'm eager to open it. This is the Altenew Mini Blossom die cutting machine. It currently has a few pounds off at Craft Stash at the moment, so go and check out Craft Stash. It's usually $39.99. It's $37.99 at the moment, and I'll be unboxing this and using this all together. And do also pop along to the Craft Stash website. It's Pancake Day. It is Pancake Day here. We're going to be making pancakes later, and Craft Stash have a Pancake Day sale, which is pretty unusual, I have to say. Celebrate Pancake Day with a Craft Stash sale. So they do have selected items at 70% off, so pop along and have a look at that as well. So I'm just going to cover this up because I think it's creating a bit of glare on there. So yes, a few people have checked that out already. Oh, someone wants the tulip die set. I am tempted to put this together. I have some tulips downstairs. As they start to die, they really open out. So I kind of like the way they look when they're half dead. I'm just strange like that. Okay, so I'm going to end the video on that note, on the dead tulips note. And I will be posting some videos during the week. I've already filmed them. One is a massive shopping craft haul that I did last week, and there'll be some more tutorials out as well, and I'm hoping to continue the mini album series as well, because that's an ongoing series. I'm just adding to that one. So yes, so thank you everyone for joining me, and yes, you'll be able to watch this video again after I've finished the live stream, so it'll be saved. So yes, thank you everybody, and I will see you again hopefully this time next week. So I'm hoping to make Tuesday at 1 PM a live stream for you guys. So thank you all for joining me, and I'll see you again very soon.